Have you ever been in love and felt absolutely terrified? One minute you're floating on cloud nine, the next your stomach is in knots, your heart is racing, and you're convinced everything is about to fall apart. You start asking yourself, is this love, or am I just having a massive anxiety attack? Well, guess what? You're not alone, and you're not crazy. It turns out the line between love and anxiety is surprisingly blurry, and today, we're going to dive deep into why that is. We'll explore the science behind it, the psychological triggers, and most importantly, what you can do about it. So if you've ever felt like your greatest romance was also your greatest source of stress, stick around, this one's for you. First, let's talk about brain chemistry, because a lot of what's happening is purely biological. When you fall in love, especially in those early, exhilarating stages, your brain gets a major cocktail of hormones. You get a surge of dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter that's associated with pleasure and reward. This is what makes you feel euphoric and obsessed with your new partner. You also get a rush of norepinephrine, which is similar to adrenaline. This sharpens your focus, gives you energy, and yes, makes your heart beat faster. Sound familiar? That S because it S, the same hormone that floods your system during a fight or flight stress response. So right from the start, the chemical that makes you feel excited and giddy in love is the same one that makes you feel on edge and anxious. But that's not all. While your brain is getting high on dopamine and norepinephrine, it's also experiencing a drop in serotonin. Serotonin is the neurotransmitter that helps regulate your mood, keeps you calm, and provides a sense of well-being. Lower levels of serotonin are commonly linked with anxiety and obsessive-compulsive behaviors. This explains why, when you're falling in love, you might find yourself obsessively checking your phone for a text, replaying conversations in your head, and constantly worrying about what the other person is thinking. Your brain is literally in a state of chemical imbalance that mimics the patterns seen in anxiety disorders. So, that feeling of being completely consumed by thoughts of your partner, it's not just in your head. It's in your brain chemistry. So, we have this intense chemical soup brewing in our brains. Now, let's layer on the psychological aspects. Love is a huge vulnerability. You're opening up your heart to another person, showing them your true self, and trusting them not to break it. That's a massive risk. The fear of rejection or abandonment is one of the most primal human fears. When you're in love, this fear gets amplified 100 times over. Every little thing can feel like a potential threat. Did they take too long to text back? Are they mad at me? Do they like me as much as I like them? This constant questioning and seeking of reassurance is a classic anxiety pattern. You're essentially scanning for danger to protect yourself from the potential pain of heartbreak. This hypervigilance, while intended to keep you safe, ends up creating a constant state of low-grade anxiety. Another huge factor is our past experiences. Our early relationships, especially with our caregivers, create a blueprint for how we view love and attachment. This is known as our attachment style. If you had a secure attachment where you felt safe and cared for, you're more likely to feel secure in your romantic relationships. But if you experienced inconsistency or neglect, you might have developed an anxious or avoidant attachment style. Someone with an anxious attachment style often craves intimacy but lives in constant fear that their partner will leave them. They need a lot of reassurance and can become distressed when they feel any distance. For them, love and anxiety are almost inseparable because the relationship triggers those deep-seated fears of abandonment they learned long ago. It's not about the current partner, it's about old wounds being poked. Think about the sheer uncertainty of a new relationship. You don't know where it's going. Will it last? Are you compatible in the long run? Is this the one? Humans, by nature, dislike uncertainty. Our brains are wired to seek patterns and predictability. When we can't predict an outcome, especially one that's so important to our happiness, our anxiety levels spike. We try to fill in the blanks, and often, our minds jump to the worst-case scenarios as a protective mechanism. This is called catastrophizing.